Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you're watching this. My name's Kevin Hodge. I'm reading a series of letters that my father wrote back in 1999 as a journalist. He was still active in the writing field back then and was just trying to record a year's worth of news basically before the turn of the millennium. So we're now on day 13, January the 13th. It's 2025 now. You join us on the back of wildfires in Los Angeles and a bit of a cold snap post Christmas. And a new Labour government that's struggling to get a traction, I think is the right word. But back in 1999, things seemed a bit simpler. Today, Dad was actually reading about what the length of, given that the firefighters in Los Angeles have obviously done a sterling job. Here in the UK, he was bemused by the fact that and I'll read it, 4 fire engines, 2 inflatable platoons, and 18 firefighters, all used to rescue, guess what, a swan in London that had swallowed a fish hook. And it was all hands to the decks trying to get this fish hook out of the swan's throat, which apparently happened all fairly quickly and amiably, but Dad was just quite bemused about the amount of effort that will go in and was reflecting on the great British love of animals. He also cited a German Shepherd that ran away from home, Holly, the German Shepherd. She travelled up to 400 miles away from her house, went through the hands of several other people and was hit by a car, all before eventually being returned to her owner some 11 days later. And again, Jimmy was bemused on the fact that, you can't keep a good dog down, and this was a good dog that finally got back to its owner. And I'm sure now, as a dog owner myself, that owner would have been mightily pleased that she came home safely. On a not lighter note, necessarily different note, but it's funny how things always sound the same. A PS today related to Jack Straw, the then Home Secretary. He said he's going to get tough with burglars. Now, haven't we heard that before? And at the moment, we're in the midst of a shoplifting epidemic, and I don't know when anyone will read or listen to this in the future, maybe in another 25 years. But at the moment, shoplifting seems to go on with very little comeback. But back then, it was burglary was a big thing, and if you got caught burglaring a house 3 times in a row, you were going to get a heavy sentence of 3 years. Jimmy's take on that was, why don't you just wait until people do sort of 9 burglaries and then just jail them for much longer, cut down on the paperwork? But that was always Jimmy's sly look on things. But he thought, well, perhaps don't just do it in units of 3, do it a 12-year stretch. And I think probably today, again, burglary, amongst other crimes, all seems to be a little bit down the list of priorities. But back then, just the turn of the millennium, it was a big thing. Anyway, that was Jimmy's take on the 13th of January 1999. Thanks for watching, and there you go. Bye.